I have to get used to how suddenly that intro ends. It keeps catching me off guard. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to The View for your match preview on a Monday evening, which is strange, and a slight match review of Sheffield United as well. It's worth talking about again, I think, with two of the best people to talk about this game in particular. I'm really looking forward to that. We've got Gerry McNamee, formerly of LS11, and we've got Andrew Stats Dalton joining us tonight. We will go through the normal stuff. We will go through form guide leading into the game tomorrow night, the injuries and the likely situation with both teams around who is available and who's not for tomorrow night as well. And then we'll get to chat about what we think is going to happen in a few topics. So first things first, we'll check in with everyone. Gerry, how have you been outside of being on the television all the time?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's contractual. Apparently, when I was in Helsinki, a few people saw me. But, I don't like the coverage. You know that. I'm very, very... It was good. It's lovely winning on a Friday night because you can just watch the results the next day. And if somebody loses, you're happy. It's nice. After the Sunderland game was horrible and we had 2 weeks to think about it. But that was really nice. And we were just saying we played well. And we played well against Sunderland as well. We've played the top 6 or 7 now, in theory, top 6. And I've not seen anybody that is better than us. We've shot ourselves in the foot a few times, which I think is given away points. But I just thought with our new midfield, the two, our best midfield's injured, but our next other best midfield was just brilliant. Give us something different. And there was a guy sitting beside me at the game, and all the lads around me were laughing because he kept saying, Joe Rothwell, he's rubbish. Absolute garbage, what a useless player and all this. And when he left at halftime, everybody just looked and laughed because Joe Rothwell was excellent. He was everywhere. His passing, his clearing up and everything. Tanaka. Yeah. And I really enjoyed the game. And Chris Wilder, I think he looked like he was working in the finance department because everybody was saying Chris Wilder's a banker. And I thought, oh, yeah, they probably noticed the same as well. So in fairness, he was dead honest at the end, wasn't he? He was dead honest. He said, better team, better players. He should have played Hammer and O'Hare, shouldn't he, really? Oh, he did.
Well, I was going to say, has anyone found them yet? Because apparently they're the two best players in the league, and I have yet to see them turn up since Elland Road. So, yeah, I did ask people to check on him. He was surprisingly complimentary about Leeds twice in the same week, which... Yeah. For him to come out and say he was beaten by the better side and Leeds were on another level, I'm listening. I'm seeing the words come out of his mouth, but I'm not connecting. He's actually saying these things because historically he's just been so negative about Leeds United. But it was great to have an honest assessment because stats, we were by a long margin more comfortable side.
Absolutely. And we've played probably the top few teams in the league. Also, we got beat by Burnley, which I thought was a bit of a nothing game.
Only one though. Only one we've lost.
Absolutely, and we should have won at Sunderland. I think everyone accepts that, but we bounced back on Friday night ahead of a big week, also with Watford tomorrow night, and then a trip down to Ashton Gate on Saturday morning. Fantastic performance from Leeds. I don't think United really had a sniff. Tanaka and Rothwell are absolutely brilliant. And for the first time in 222 corners, Leeds United scored from one. Three Pascal strikers his 11th goal for the club. And I just felt, lads, that it was a really professional display. They deserve the 3 points. And as Gerry alluded to there, isn't it nice to just sit back on a Saturday afternoon and watch the results come through? And we've got another opportunity now against Watford tomorrow evening against a team that are coming to the game on the back of a 3-0 hammering in a local derby against Luton on the Saturday lunchtime. And I think Leeds are in fine fettle to go and get another 3 points, another trip down to Bristol on Saturday lunchtime. So, yeah, all is good. And if we win by two or more goals, albeit for 24 hours, we'll be sat in the top of the league for the first time this season. So, yeah, all is positive for me at Elland Road.
Yeah, we're 3 points ahead of where we were at this time last year, but we're significantly closer to the top spot than we were at this time last year. We had the Leicester and Ipswich runaway train at the start of last season, so that's tidied up. Wanted to reference this. We did have a conversations with Joe on his channel at the start of the year when I went, I think Joe Rothwell's going to be a very good player for Leeds, and Joe didn't get it. I sent him a message, Sean. I sent him a message after I watched his review on Saturday morning, and I just said to him, it's great to hear you say how well Joe Rothwell played, and you finally get it. I'm delighted, brought a smile to my face. But Gerry, you touched on the two boys in midfield, and we should talk about them because Daniel Farke, and I'm not going to, people are saying like Gruev won't come back into the team and Ampadu won't come back into the team. The second Daniel Farke has a central defensive midfielder, he's going into that side. It does not want two of those midfielders. He wants a CDM in there for me. But those two were phenomenal in that midfield because it was their biggest challenge. They're playing against the best team in the league statistically at that point, one of the best midfields in the league statistically at that point. They not only managed to nullify that, but Out Tanaka manages 14 passes into the final third with a 92% passing accuracy in the whole game. He has 175 passes in total for Leeds in his first 3 games. And Joe Rothwell goes with 9 advanced passes into the final third with an 89% passing accuracy. That's a hell of a performance for 2 guys who've just come into the team and theoretically are not the best midfield that we've got.
Tanaka just is like a metronome, and sometimes if you take your eye, you don't even notice him sometimes because he's just constantly moving, little touches, nothing spectacular all the time. Rothwell, I thought, when he needed to clear it up and play it back, he did. His passing forward was accurate. All our passing was pretty decent the other night, and I always say this is a squad game. It doesn't. If you look what came off the bench the other night, we had about 40-50 million pounds worth of players, even more. And you've got, I think, in this league, if you've got, say, you've got Dan James and Solomon coming on, or Gruev or Ampadu or tonight, other teams are going to see that and think, oh my God, we've lasted 60 minutes and they've got this to come on. If everybody's fit, we have a strong squad now. I worry about centre half because we've got a few bookings coming up. I think Joe Roden was excellent the other night. Kiefer, this was another discussion I was having with the guy next to me. I was saying, Kiefer, we should have signed him last year. I got that one wrong because he was dreadful. But Joe Roden, he kept him quiet. And the corners thing, I wasn't sure because we were keeping count and we were over 200. And then someone said it was 147. I think it's whatever point you take it from. I think stats, isn't it? But
yes.
But I always back Strike and Roden first goal. I did Strike each way and a 2-0. Ted the dog got 2-0 again, and it was a good night. And £12.80 on the lottery on Saturday morning. It was a good weekend. But the midfield is good. You just worry about injuries and bookings, but we were very disciplined, and we just look good. We just look good, and we're controlling games, managing games. And it seems to be falling into place. Even when Matteo Joseph came on, and we just need that bit of strength and power. I thought clear penalty. He was pulling his shirt, but but he's pure power to get in. And Pirro dropping back, you think, I thought it'd be straight swap. But Pirro plays that ball. If he's going to get a goal every other game and an assist like that, he's doing his job. So, Willie comes up. People say, why is Willie coming up? But then I say Dan James and Solomon coming on, and Ramzani. I thought he's got the footwork, everything. And that means we're probably going to lose tomorrow because I'm full of joy at the moment. But I think the best thing to come out of this is I've got the same curtains as Ian, and I'm really glad about that. Because it's nice to be Vogue with curtains. I didn't even know I had a curtain, to be honest. That's not my department. There you go.
I think what was also impressive, where Tanaka had been the last week, he flown all around the world.
14,000 miles he travelled.
That's incredible. And he dictated that midfield against Sheffield United on Friday night with Joe Rothwell. Obviously, Rothwell got the man of the match, and I think from Sky. I think Rothwell got the evening post man of the match. The Leeds United man of the match. Tanaka.
He's in the EFL Championship with Team of the Week as well. For Rothwell. So good week for two of them.
It's amazing. Everyone was panicking when Gruev and Ampadu were out injured for so long. We don't know when they'll be back. You look at Tanaka and Rothwell. Wow. Just wow. And I do think we'll get a result tomorrow night. And then obviously we go to Bristol City before Plymouth, Millwall and QPR before another international break. But it's very positive. I personally think, and I said this in August, Leeds will win the league. Nothing has changed my mind. I don't believe there's a strong team like a Leicester City or an Ipswich that will run away with it this year. And something that I put on X this week, I'd rather be in a position winning games in the Championship this season than being a Southampton or an Ipswich. Okay, Leicester came back from behind to win at Southampton, then struggling in the Premier League. And all of a sudden, you read the comments from the Southampton fans and from the Ipswich fans. The Southampton fans want Martin out, and some of the Ipswich fans starting to question Kieran McKenna, a manager who was... It was just one back-to-back promotions, and it's like, wow, do you really want to get into the Premier League, or do you want to take an extra year to be ready to get into the Premiership?
I think that's right.
It's a really good point. I mean, we were miserable after the first year in the Premier League. After that, what was the point in being here? It wasn't fun. Nobody was enjoying it anymore. I'd like to think that if we do get there the next time, we've got a sufficient owner and backers behind us to put us to a better position than we've been in. But Gerry, as a performance, I wrote down probably as close to a complete performance as you could possibly get. I don't think anyone had a bad game. Jayden Bogle, I thought, was fantastic at right back. You mentioned Joe Rodon. A couple of little slip at the start of the game for Rodon, but I thought he managed them well, and he made some really crucial interceptions and blocks. That I think Sky Sports gave Tanaka credit for a block in front of the goal, and they did the shot straight at goal, but it clearly comes off Rodon's tie, and it's a huge block because it's a straight shot at goal. When you go through the whole team, Gerry, man for man, there wasn't a bad performance, was there?
Yeah, Rodon, he had one difficult ball coming over the top, which he controlled brilliantly and then passed it to them. But Bogle was there, and he was under pressure because obviously every time he got the ball, he was getting booed. But he looked like someone who was really determined to to be good. And I think he's improving. And him and Firpo attacking really are very dangerous, and we're getting in behind. And Ranzani with his magic feet and what he can do and contributing good goals as well. It's I thought the whole way it's finished. Strike's just he has just matured into such a good player. You know, we always remember from the rabbit in the headlights against Cardiff and everything else, but he's definitely class.
Looks like a captain, Gerry. Looks like a captain out there.
He does. He's matured into the whole thing, and I just can't really be more happy for us at the moment. But we've a long way to go, but tucked in nicely. And you're right about going up and being miserable. I think we'd be better equipped. And I lived in Leicester for a long time, and I always, you get behind the locals, but I'm really, after the disrespect they showed us last year, I spoke about this before, coming driving through Leicester after the playoffs, they were on the bridges with their flags and banners, and Jamie Vardy doing all that. I hope they crash and burn. Ipswich, one of the biggest moments in years, and they're singing about us falling apart. I just want them to crumble. I really do. It's just so disrespectful, and I think they might actually. But do you want to be like Wolves 1 point and being sawn off by VAR every other game? It's just But we do. We'll go back there. We'll take the money, and I think we'll be better equipped once we get the back. And because you look at this business we've done in the transfer market has been pretty shrewd. We were worried about it, but these guys they've all come into the team and contributed something and looking good. I don't know where we are now with these guys, these guests, as we call them, free agents. It'll be interesting to see whether we still need those. I suppose the next week will tell a story on that. I think Fark said that they'll look at it for 2 weeks, but boosting the squad is no harm either. Sometimes a player can come in like that. Hopefully, it's not a Wayne Andrews or that other striker we got in at the time. You'll tell me stats who he was.
Matt de
Vries, yeah. Those guys are. We got a load of guys used to turn up. Leon, was it the French guy that begins with G? Grit or I can't remember his name. He was a winger.
Leandre Griffith.
That's the fella. Yeah, fellas like that are forever in my mind. Yeah. But and all those fellas that turn. When I read your book stats, I love the friendlies, and it's cracking from about 2000, from the year 2000 right through. And some of the players that turned up.
Oh, it's unbelievable! Yeah,
incredible. I'm fascinated by those players more so than some of the greats. But anyway, I divert. Everything's looking okay, and it's great. We got a good chance tomorrow night, and winnable games, but we're Leeds and it's the Championship, so we know what happens.
Yeah, we'll get on and talk about Watford game. Actually, just on the guests real quick, Gelafwegi is the one that's been mentioned, but
well pronounced.
I had to Google that to translate.
Not another one that I have to follow.
Yeah, Gelafwegi. He apparently is a club, but Farkas said guests. So that means I would suggest that the other players have possibly been in around. I mean, he might even sign 2. He might get a centre back and a centre mid out of this and sort both of his problems, which would be nice. But it'd be interesting to see if he can get that box tick. He was obviously very clear last week that whoever comes in needs to realise that when the players that are out come back, they're gone. So it'll be interesting to see who will accept that. But we'll wait and see. But it's interesting. And we should know by the end of next week, he said. So one way or another, we're getting close to the end of the month. And he said if we went into November, we wouldn't be doing anything. So a couple more days left. And that to the person who asked, am I married yet? I was married. No, I'm not yet, but I will be next Friday week. There you go. So there you go. I won't tell you where it is because,
the press and everything.
People do things they shouldn't do. Yeah. So we won't do that. But that's Friday week. Moving on to the Watford game, Leeds going into this game, our last 5 looks really, really healthy now. 3 wins, 2 draws, and that unbeaten in 5 games. Third in the table, as stats says, 3 points and 2 goals will take us top of the table, at least temporarily. From a Watford perspective, 2 wins, 3 defeats, and they are not good on the road. Heavily beaten by Luton last week. One of the quotes was outclassed. I watched Benjamin Bloom's review of the game as well, and he said just a day to forget for Watford. But that seems to be the case with Watford on the road this year. Conceded 13 goals in 5 away games, not scoring a huge amount. So if Leeds are on form tomorrow night, it should be a decent day for us. In terms of team news, no fresh injury concerns. Willie Nonto nursing a bit of a shoulder problem, but Farkas said should be fit and ready to go for tomorrow night. No real issues there. And from a Watford perspective, they're pretty much the same as they were. Jeremy Ngakia is likely to miss the game, and Kevin Keegan. That guy is out until November, so he's not playing. And don't know what I'm talking about. They're out of the game. But it goes like they're sitting in 8th place in the league. But if they do get 3 points, stats, they will go level with Leeds. So there's still not an awful lot in that top 8, 9. But after this game, Leeds will have played all the teams in the top 8 and will be the only side that's done that so far out of the top side. So what are your thoughts coming into the Watford game, stats, and what do you expect from Leeds tomorrow night?
I'm quite confident. I think the victory on Friday night is giving everyone an air of confidence around the place. Watford coming to it, obviously on the back of a drubbing, and it's the worst place to lose as a local derby at Kenilworth Road. And I know the Twitter feed, the admin Twitter feed gave a little bit to Luton, seeing the sights and what have you. Luton came back at them and won the game 3-0. So, yeah.
Always does. It always does.
Absolutely, for once. I'm being a bit surprised by Tom Cleverley's side because I think he came in last season. Obviously, I think one of his first games, if not his first, was against Leeds United back after the international break on Good Friday. And that was where kind of the run started for Leeds. Obviously, didn't make the top 2. But yeah, nothing scares me in this league. Yes, they've got some decent players, Watford, but their away record is wretched away from Vicarage Road. And again, Leeds, okay, apart from the Burnley disappointment, probably the first game of the season against Portsmouth, which you do get some strange results in the opening day of the season. I expect Leeds to win and win convincingly tomorrow night. I think they'll be on a massive high after Friday night, and we've got a decent-ish record at home to the Hornets. And again, it's another opportunity to potentially sit top of the league. I know, obviously, the likes of Sheffield United, Sheffield United, Sunderland all play on Wednesday, and hopefully Sunderland won't need any more help from the referee after the Hull City game yesterday. But yeah, I think the way we're going, we're at home. It's another game I expect to win, and in all honesty, guys, I expect to be sat top of the league 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
Expect is a dangerous word, stats, because once you get past Watford, the expectation until the international break is win, win, win. Looking at the teams that were coming up. Jerry, for you, what do you want to see from Leeds tomorrow night? And if anyone is in the chat and you've got any score predictions, stick them in the chat and I will get to them at the very end of this. But Jerry, what do you want to see from Leeds tomorrow? Same again.
I expect the team to be the same, barring any injuries. And I mean, as you say, Watford, I remember last year they were dreadful at Leyland Road. I think beaten 3-0. And as you say, Stats, that first game after the international break set the tone for the rest of it. Tom Cleverley, he must be under pressure given Watford's record on managers, because that was a crunching defeat, because Luton have been totally out of form, and that was their turnover. Watch them, because they could go on a run now. So it's you would say all bets on Leeds win. My dog always says 2-0, and it's worked well for us this year. We seem to be winning every game 2-0, and I'd say the same again. Maybe get an early goal, maybe capitalize on it, because we once we get in front, it's very rarely we let it go. And as well, the fixtures we've had the difficult fixtures, as we say. Sheffield United and Sunderland, they're going into these fixtures now. And I mean, Sunderland would always have the referee doing massive defensive work like he did yesterday against Hull. Did you see that on the block on the Hull defender? So yeah, we're very capable when Bristol City's a difficult place. They're hit and miss. You never know what you're going to get from them. But I go in very confident to this, and I feel more confident. Last year, we were always chasing, and it was a freak of a season. But we're
Yes.
just tucked in. Just stay there. Just tucked in. A couple of points off the leader. We know how quickly that can change. Just stay there. Just stay nicely. Forget about what everybody else is doing, and just go for it. But yeah, I think we can take Watford and easily, and 2-0. Yeah, easily.
I thought you were joking, Arthur, all right. That's why I threw it up on the screen. It was a perfect time to throw a Farke out, wouldn't after a best performance of the week, throw the Farke out for no reason.
He's got to go. Yeah,
Anything we want to be looking forward to coming into this game?
Say that again, buddy.
From a stats perspective, is there anything
we've got a decent-ish record at home to the Hornets? Obviously, we won last season 3-0. We won, I think, 21-22. 1-0. Diego Llorente scored. Obviously, Watford always bring back bad memories for certain aspects of Leeds United fans in the playoff final in Cardiff back in 2006 when Leeds didn't quite turn up. Just things to kind of look out for. Sam Byram needs 11 appearances for 200. Paddy Bamford needs 8 for 200. Ilan Meslier needs 14 for 200. So hopefully they should get them shortly. Pascal Stewart got his 11th goal for the club on Friday night, which is for a central defender is quite a lot. And there's actually quite a few players that are stuck on 11 goals for Leeds United, so he's in quite good company. I'm just going to read you the list very quickly of players that are on 11 goals that Pascal Stewart has joined, and I'll just very quick. Terry Cooper got 11. Liam Cooper got 11. Luke Ayling got 11. Brian Flynn got 11. Jonathan Douglas and Neil Kilkenny also got 11 as well. So David White, remember him from the Manchester City days. Yes. So if he can get his 12th, he'll join. If he was to score tomorrow night, he'll get the same amount of goals as the great Don Revie, who scored 12 goals for Leeds United. And also super sub John Pearson, who's our most used sub in Leeds United.
He scored a hat-trick once, didn't he? He scored a hat-trick.
In 5-0 hammering at home to Sheffield United back in March 1988, if memory serves me right. But yeah, decent record. Watford's last win at Ellen Road came in a 3-2 victory back in February 2015, the year that they were promoted to the Premier League. I think that day Billy Sharp and Rudy Austin actually scored the goal of the season for Leeds. So yeah, positive record. Not too many visits from Watford. I think their first visit was a League Cup tie actually in the mid-80s, and obviously back in 89-90 Leeds had a certain Chris Turner in goal because Mervyn Day was injured away at Leicester City. So we're not too many debutants either at home to the Hornets, but we've got a positive record. I think Watford only won off the top of my head, I want to say twice at Ellen Road in the history, certainly in league games. 6-1 in November 2012.
I remember that one. Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was dreadful.
Yeah, Jason
Vidra. Was it Vidra? What do you call that guy? He scored. Yeah. Didn't that League Cup game we lost 4-0? I'm sure we did. I seem to remember that.
We did. We did. I think that was.
I'm so sad. I'm just sad.
You like me, Gerry? I think that was 84-5. I'm sure John Barnes just ran Leeds ragged. That did also won 3-2 back in February 2015. Troy Deeney, I think, was on the score sheet that day as well. So positive record at home to the Hornets. A few bits to look out for. But yeah, I think it'll be the same team. I don't see a reason to change it. I think it's the old adage of never change an unchanged lineup, or winning lineup, should I say, and get the 3 points, sit top of the table. So that might change. I think Sunderland go to Luton on Wednesday, and Sheffield United go to Middlesbrough. So tricky games coming up. And obviously Leeds play on Saturday afternoon, Saturday lunch. So you're down at Bristol on Saturday, Gerry?
Yeah, be there. Yeah. And the most important stat is that it's one corner since we've scored from a corner. Maybe it's two. Probably it's two. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And just looking ahead to the fixtures over the weekend, I know we'll talk about this later in the week. Leeds also go to Bristol City. Sunderland have got Oxford, who have done really well to start the season. Sheffield United play Stoke City at Bramwell Lane as well, and West Brom play Cardiff. So this weekend is quite key for me. That if Leeds can get another 6 points over the next 2 games, they'll be in very, very good stead ahead of the final 3 games for the next international break in mid-November.
Revitalise Cardiff. Yeah, they won the 5-0 all the
5-0 victory of the weekend. It's a very poor Wayne Rooney's Plymouth side.
Yeah. And Oxford, as you say, they nicked that late equaliser off West Brom, and they haven't lost at home all season. Fair play to them.
To answer Kimberly's quote there, Burnley are at Hull tomorrow night, which again isn't It's an easy game at the MKM, and then the weekend they've got QPR at Turf Moor, so you'd expect them to pick up at least 3 points at the weekend. But Hull, bit different team under Tim Walter. Started off right, a bit hit and miss at times. Obviously, got very unlucky on Sunday lunchtime against Sunderland, or Sunday afternoon, should I say. But yeah, I really believe the league is there to be won. I saw something that Popey said that there's no team looks like it's going to gallop away from it, and if there is one, it'll be Leeds United. And I firmly believe that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll get through a couple of score predictions real quick, but just real quick to say, super chat came in from Abdulram Al Khalifa. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. Confident of a 3-0 win. Hopefully, I'd like to see a 3-0 tomorrow. That would be a nice scoreline. As Gerry says, get an early goal. Yeah. Relax, everyone. And get 2 in the second half, and we all go home happy. Real quick, we've got Baz reckons 2-0. Arthur is going for a 4-0. Oh, very good. Hang on. The last time you all did this, Burnley happened. I'm just saying.
No, I'm done.
But just 4-0 from Lord Sheargarat. Gavin, unchanged team. I reckon unchanged, Gav. Yeah, I would imagine. So, Gary, 5-0. Chewy's going for a 2-0. Sean Healy with a 3-0. Steve's at a confident 4-0. A 2-all. Okay, that's better. That's just calm us down. Relax us a little bit. And Darren, enjoy Amsterdam, mate. But don't enjoy it too much. Just make sure you're okay.
Lovely churches and museums there. I remember.
Beautiful bridges, Gerry. They've got lots of lovely bridges. Lots of lovely bridges.
It's got more people than Birmingham or something like that. I know it's canals. I don't know. Birmingham's got more bridges. I don't know. Something like that.
There are more people there are more bridges in canals in Amsterdam than there are people in Birmingham, I would imagine.
That's it. Something like that.
I like it. Yeah. Plenty more coming in. Bab's going for a 2-0. I'm going for 2-0 as well. I reckon 2-0. 3-1 from Einar. Einar, how you doing? Hope you're well, mate. Tony McShane with 3-1. And Gav, you need to calm down, Gav. You need to go outside.
Come on, Gavin.
A minute and just relax.
Don't do it.
Darren with a very realistic 28-0. I see what we're doing now. Now I see where we're going with this.
Right. When's the last time we scored? When's the last time we scored 6 at home? Stats. I think it was old. Oh no, Bradford City. Am I right?
Bradford City, January. Not 2001. So I just have to be shit task, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the shit task. That was it.
Yeah. We did score 5. I think against Burton in 2017.
The Lasogga. Yeah.
We scored 5 against Stoke, of course, in the COVID time.
Oh yes, that game was beautiful.
It was a very, very impressive performance, and Liam Cooper scored a blinding goal, and I think Pablo Hernandez scored an absolute beauty that day. But I'm not going to get carried away. I'm not going to say 6-0. I'm going to go for a comfortable 2-0 victory for the Lions, because you can get egg all over your face. You don't win games 6-0. It's very unheard of, certainly. From Leeds United to go and score 6 goals.
It's only a few weeks ago we were saying, well, Fark needs to win the next 2. Maybe I was saying, it'd be under pressure if he doesn't win his next 2 games. It's funny how we just change. I mean, we've forgotten about Melly, and I thought actually Melly at the end, the players, I think it was striking road, and you could see it was, and his first touch, I thought, no, I thought he's going to mess it, but he didn't have much to do, but he was calm and cool, and he got his hand to one from, because Land of the Giants was coming up for corners every time, and he did okay.
Who was Willie Nanto marking?
Go on.
Who was Willie Nanto marking for corners? Who was the centre back?
Kiefer Sullivan or Kiefer Moore, was it?
Kiefer Moore who was marking. They were fighting with each other, and they got beside the referee, and all you could see was that from a hyper. And the commentator was saying, "Well, he's hardly Nanto's not marking him, is he?" And then 2 seconds later, no, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah. It's like, didn't we do this last year with Nanto and Somerville? Had the 2 smallest guys marking the 2 biggest guys for corners.
It reminds me of Biardi and Peter Crouch in Bielsa's first game, and he had basically had a step ladder, and he beat him every time, didn't he? It was great. Yeah,
more had a horror show.
To answer your question, Gerry, very quickly, QPR 6-1, November 20th, 2004. Last time I scored 6, Brandon got 4.
Oh, of course, that game, we were something like 5-1 up at half time or something. And they took the lead. They took the lead. I remember that. Yeah, mad game. There we go. We're due one then. Come on, 6-0 then. That's what I'm saying.
Big one. We'll have a look. There will be probably a pre-recorded live out tomorrow before kickoff, because it's close to kickoff. And there will be news out in the morning as well. We'll get that done, and then we're back to normal programming from Wednesday. We'll try and get back to normal from Wednesday. Monday's thrown me off completely. Yeah, we're done. So Wednesday, we're back to normal then with the rest of the stuff, and we'll have previews for the games on Saturday as well. So we'll go through all of that, and we'll have a chat about the game tomorrow night. Say, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes well. I would like to think that this is the beginning of our run. I'm confident seeing it. I still think there's another 2 gears in that team. I still don't think we're at 100%. Jerry, did you get that vibe on when you were watching the game that just possibly more levels to this team?
There's more, yeah. There's definitely more in it. I think we saw against Sunderland we started slow and we got into it, but yeah, I think there is. But I think it's going the right direction. As I say, with pass and movement, we seem to be a bit slicker. And I think there was a stat I saw that the amount of shots on target we've had is the lowest for I don't know how long, and we're defensively, which that can all go wrong going in off somebody's backside. It's easy. As I just see Lord Sheograth there. That it was 5-2 that game. We were 5-0 up. I remember it. I was only a kid and I was delighted.
It was, yeah.
Paul Reed scored.
Yeah.
That was the year we got to the semi-final and I cried. One of the 3 times I cried when I was a kid watching Leeds. 75 and 73 was the other 3 times I cried. That's a good stat. Anyway, now we're going the right direction. Keep it going. Yeah, that's it. And Stats, you're a bad influence. You got to bring all this. You bring it out.
I'm really enjoying this, though. I'm just sitting back watching.
I love it. Yeah, no, you're the king. You're the king because I know when you say it, it's right.
That's right.
No, that's good stuff. That's fascinating stuff. Yeah, some of us. I mean, I can tell you more about Stats than I can about a Gegenpress or Gegenpress or whatever. That's the one. Him as well. Yeah, any of those. Yep. Yeah, we leave that to other people. It's the stats it's the stats that count.
We're due to footballing tactical worlds, Gerry, to start swinging back around to a 4-4-2 long ball down the middle, being a revolutionary tactic again at some point. But folks, we'll wrap it up there. Massive thanks to everyone for watching and supporting the channel. If you can hit the like button on your way out, that would be fantastic. Massive thanks to Gerry McNamee for joining me as always, and to Andrew Dalton for all the privileges. Come on, Leeds. Yeah, 3 points again tomorrow night. Fingers crossed. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and tomorrow I'll see you in the morning for some Leeds news as well. There's a couple of bits and pieces already starting to pop up, so we'll cover all that in the morning. See you, folks. Bye.
See ya.